here we go. Hey everybody. Okay, what are we doing here? Well, we're just simply playing some notes with our chords. Okay, and for those of you that haven't seen the walk up and walk down videos, go check them out because it'll fully explain what that is. And basically, what we're doing is we're playing anywhere from a couple of notes to, geez, we could play 10, 12 notes in between and around chords, right? And now the trick is, well, what notes do we play? Well, look, this is the beauty of this. We don't have to. This was a stepping stone moment for me personally in my guitar journey. This is when a light bulb again went on, and I went, oh my God, yes, I get it. Well, what is it I get? I use the same philosophy as I did for the race scale, right? Key a G, G chord, play a G note. And then 2 frets from that note, and then make little boxes and know where you are. You can go anywhere, but you kind of got to know where your G's are and work off the G's anywhere on the fretboard. That's the theory behind the race scale or playing any scale. Well, I use the same thing. So here's the deal. When we play all our open chords up here, and that's where we all play. And I've told you, you don't need to know any of this fancy stuff to be a really good guitar player, right? So, oh, and by the way, this video should be members only. Now, full disclosure, this whole YouTube explanation thing is so cloudy. It's very poorly explained. So from what I can understand, a member is a subscriber. So by putting something members only, this should be going out just to you subscribers, and that's what the intention is here. I'll be posting little videos regularly as a little bonus for your support, right? Okay. Oh, and if you haven't seen the video and you're a subscriber, then let me know. But then again, if you haven't seen the video, you won't know whether or not you should let me know. So, okay, well, I guess we'll figure that part out. So anyways, the good part here is, remember, these chords, whether they're C, D, G, they will share many of the same notes. Well, they'll share all the same notes, okay? A couple of minor variances here and there. But for example, you know, we started off that little riff like this, right? So we went C, slid to the D, hammered the E, D, C, C chord. Now let's look at that C chord. C root, fretted, fat finger on the E, fretted, C root, ring finger, fretted. So that's 2 C's and an E. Well, look at this little riff that we opened with, right? C, D, E, D, C. So that's why you don't have to memorize and copy what I did. Anything you do on those 3 notes will just be fine. Into your C, right? All right, let's see how friendly those notes are. Let's do this. Same notes, same riff. Into the D chord. Sounded good, right? It's because, let's look at the notes of C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Let's look at the notes of D. D, E, F, G, A, B, you get it. So the minor variances are whether a note is sharp or not, okay? And that's what you're going to hear the odd time if something doesn't seem right. But if you follow the same theory as we would for playing a scale or the race scale when we play that against chord progressions, and we do our 2 frets over, 1 string up or down, and we kind of weasel our way around the fretboard that way, staying in our path, in our pattern, we'll be just fine. So let me show you what I mean, right? So we've already done the C, and we did a D, right? So let's say we're up here at C. Now we got a couple of options. We could, because remember, your ring finger, when you play your open chords, except for A, your ring finger is always on a root, okay? Of every chord that you finger, your ring finger is on a root, okay? There's your D, there's your E, there's your A minor, there's your G. If you play it this way, your root's here. If you play it this, if you play it this way, your root is the high G, but it's on a G, okay? F, same thing. There's your root note. So remember, that's sort of like we got a card, a get out of jail free card. If we ever get lost, go to the root of the chord on your ring finger, okay? So in this case, we have two options. We could start something here. We could start a little something, something up here off this C, or we could have started something like we did, but we've already been there, right? So let's go up here. Now we're at that octave C. We can work our way back. To the G. C. Let's go all the way down. Can we do that? To the D and come all the way back up. Let's go a little run here. To the A. Okay, so we follow the same principles, right? G, we can go over here 2 frets and we can play a little box. Remember those boxes as per the videos? We can go down to the octave, slide over, grab that G. Hell, we can go... We can go, as long as we stay on that G pattern, we can come back and play a G chord. It's going to sound mint. We don't have to go. I'm just using that as an example. We could just do, most of the time you just want something like this. You might even just want... something like that, you know. But this is what we want to get used to doing. So if you just think of this when you're noodling around, okay? You don't have to memorize anything I did. Just think this way. All right, what chord am I playing? I'm playing an E. Okay, so hear that E. Strum it, hear it. Okay? Now, remember, ring finger is always on a root. Now, I know I have this E here, and I have this E here, but my ring finger is on another E. Okay, so if I go to that ring finger and slide up 2, I know that's going to be a good note without even knowing what the note is. It's an F sharp, but I don't have to know that. Now I'm playing the pattern from the scale, the Ray scale. I can go down, come back to that E. Right, and play that E at any time. A minor. Okay, so these notes are all intertwined with all these chords. So as long as you follow some sort of a pattern, you're not going to get into trouble. And heck, I mean, you don't have to follow a pattern either. I mean, you could, like, look at this one. This is the G. So we go G, B, C, E, F, A, B flat. I think that sounds pretty good. Saying, well, these aren't 2 apart. Exactly, right? And I found that out just from noodling around. Now, I'm sure there's a reason they all sound good. In fact, it's probably part of one of the open scales where they use the open strings, right? So it'll be like, you know, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So it's all part of a scale. But when you stop thinking that way, when I stopped thinking that way, that's when it all started to make sense, because I realized, well, I don't have to go all over the fretboard. I just did that as an example to show you that you can and still sound good coming back to an open chord. But I don't have to, as long as I kind of adhere to that rule, right? The little 4-note boxes. So, and of course, we want to do this nice and slow, because remember, part of the issue with learning guitar or anything that requires motor skills, or as I call it, guitar foundation, even if you get it and even if you want to do it, you probably can't right away anyways. I mean, you're not going to sit there and go, okay, so what did he say to do? Oh, I just got to do this? Oh, okay. Probably not going to be able to do that day one, hour one, right? So cut yourself some slack. So just, we're playing a C chord. Let's take that C here. Let's just play da, 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 C. Da, 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 D. Da, da, da. Right? And use that theory. 4. There's my box. Okay, my root's here, it's an F, right? So I can, nice and slow, F, C, nice and slow. Just get the feel of it. Get how it sounds in your ear, okay? And I mean, you can literally do this anywhere on the fretboard, but we generally right now are only playing our chords here. So what you'll see and what you'll lead to down the road is you'll end up playing a chord here somewhere, like a triad or something. And so here's my triad. So in this case, it's 3 notes, a triad, right? So it only means 3-note chord. And it's an F shape. And I'm down here, so that's F, G, A. So I'm actually playing an A triad. So let's see if it works here too. Ring finger is on the note of A. So it works here too. Now I can go. There's my A, right? 2 over, 2 down. Cross the border, there's my A. Come back. So we can be musical there as well, right? Anywhere. But this is really meant for open chord players. For just, I mean, again, I'm taking everything to the limit. You don't always have to play these 8, 9, 10. You don't have to go from G to D. I'm just showing you that you can. And it will all sound good, because all of these chords basically share the same notes, right? All right. So I hope this helps, and approach it. This is something you do maybe when you're sitting around watching TV, and it's not your pumped up, primed up guitar practice. You just got your guitar, you're playing your guitar that day, you're holding it, you're strumming a few chords. Oh, my D's are honey, listen to my D's. Aren't they sounding good these days? Do you like my D, babe? Do you like it? Okay. And while you're doing it, remember that, oh, there's my root note right there. Oh, I can do that. Back to the D. Back to the D. C, D, E, D, C, D. D, C, D, E, D, C, C. I mean, that's what you do. And you hit some bad ones, you hit some clunkers, and you just soldier on. All right. Look, I hope this helps. And yeah, I'm going to be jumping in. They may not be all this long. Jump in as a little bonus content to say thanks for continued support. And we'll see you again soon. Remember, just play your guitar, right? That's how you get better. All right.